Hi, my name is Ben Gavelda. I'm Associate Editor at TransWorlds Snowboarding. We're here at Mammoth Mountain for the 2011 Goodwood Snowboard Test. We got a bunch of boards, a bunch of boarders, and we're just doing a bunch of boarding. So we have 27 testers here, and we have well over 400 boards, and that's a lot to go through. Every tester rides pretty much every single model, so there's a lot of good stuff coming out next year. A lot of testers are really pumped on what the manufacturers are coming out with, and the boards are really getting finely tuned, I think, and this is a good way to keep them getting better, so you have a better board to ride.
Throughout the test, what we do is we try and do probably 2 or 3 runs with a board, get a really good feeling for it. This year it's either a park board or it's all mountain. All mountains kind of superseded a lot of the snowboards this year with reverse camber and all the different things that are going on. So it kind of a lot more boards are all mountain this year, and so a lot more boards are getting kind of scored on that criteria rather than just park.
First thing I do is check out the shape. Look down the edge here, see what I'm working with, because if you get up on the hill and you don't know if you're rockered, cambered, you're not going to know what to expect. Once I got it on snow, first few turns, jumping around on it, pop it, basically take a normal run down the mountain, and I can figure out pretty much what's going on in that board, what the camber's doing for me, what it might do for another rider. So riding's the ultimate process of analyzing a board.
So we have these handy-dandy scorecards. Every tester fills out one for each board. And it rates a board on all kinds of things, stability, dampness, turning, flex, nollies, ollies, riding switch, side cut. So we really try and dissect a board and see, how it rides. There's so many different shapes and types of boards out there now. I think this is a really good way to get feedback, and the testers are super good about, their same bindings, their same stance on every board, and they really get a good feel for all this stuff, and they really are pretty surprised. I talked to a lot of the testers, and they're pretty stoked on some boards, and they're really able to tell the differences in a lot of them.
It's definitely been a pretty gnarly experience with the amount of boards that we've had to test, but it's actually taught me to really learn boards a lot easier than I was able to do in the past. So it's been a good experience, been able to give me a lot of knowledge on snowboards.
Typically I've ridden always cambered boards. This is my first time riding a lot of reverse camber, and it's really playful. I've really enjoyed having a go at different specs on the board, so it's been fun. I possibly could be interested in probably taking a few more reverse camber boards out and definitely taking them on board and ride with them.
I'm looking for a board that has some good pop to it, has some good response, and that I can take all over the mountain. I want one board that can do everything.
I look for a board that has a nice side cut, snappy nose and tail, very responsive edge to edge, and something that just is very responsive overall.
From this test, I've definitely figured out that certain boards do have impacts on riding style. Before I thought I could adapt to most things, and we have a lot of great natural terrain here, a lot of little bumps, a lot of little pops everywhere, tree jibs, natural wind lips, and a lot of the boards in the test have definitely held up to the terrain here and my style of riding.
We really stress for integrity in this test. We really want just the most unbiased results we can get. So we have a lot of testers that have been doing this for quite a while, and they really understand that. They have no connections or ties to any manufacturer, any of that. And when we invite testers, we tell them you can't have any board sponsor, you can't have any sort of bias. And yes, there's graphics on the boards, and we try and just tell them just leave that at home, leave whatever you think, because most of the time the testers are actually really surprised. They think something about a brand, and it ends up being an awesome board.
Rossignol Snowboards have really stood out to me. I never really heard of them as a good board company, and the 2 that I've ridden have been amazing. They're really fun, really responsive, very poppy, really edgy, everything I want in a board.
The DC Ply was one of my favorite boards so far. It had a nice camber profile with a hybrid tip and tail, so it had a skatey feel, but the camber profile allowed it to hold well from edge to edge, and it had a solid platform overall.
The Libtech Attack Banana was definitely one of the standout boards for me. It really performed on crusty snow and on slushy snow, on the park, on the jumps and the jibs and the pipe. Really all around sick board.
Yeah, I was actually really impressed with the Arbor Swoon. The bamboo construction, it was really nice and light, and it just had amazing pop, yet felt really stable.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing where the boards are headed, just because it can cater to every single person's riding style. There's so many different features on the boards now that every single person has a board that will be perfect for how they ride. Whereas a few years ago, it was that there wasn't nearly as many options in boards. All that you were choosing from was basically a size. Yeah, I mean, I own a snowboard shop called Side Effect, and we have boards come through and they've got that Goodwood sticker on them, and that's a pretty big deal to consumers. You know, it's been ridden, it's been tested, it's gotten good evaluations, it's got that sticker for a reason, and they can go ahead and make that purchase with